Mr. Gupta, thank you so much for joining us on CGTN. As we know, Hainan is set to launch its island-wide special customs operations on December 18th. From your perspective, how do you see this reshaping trade and economic dynamics in the broader Asia-Pacific region?
I think we're going to see a even greater integration of China, the two-tier customs system, and the recent liberalization with regard to the Hainan Free Trade Port is to interlock and interlink the entire Asia Pacific region in the area of both goods trade as well as in the area of services trade. And in the area of goods trade, with regard to very specific high-tech areas, which will show China making its transition to a higher tech growth model, as well as in terms of kind of bringing in a lot of Asia Pacific tourists as well as goods and services, and making Hainan a sort of a hub for much of that development, which will power both the regions, the sub-regions growth, as well as the region's growth. So, we are looking at Hainan modeling itself in a little way like Singapore, like Hong Kong, as an offshore base, which is going to bloom and blossom, and in the process, both suck in a lot of economic growth as well as being a kind of a foundation to be a multiplier for economic growth in the region.
Well, Mr. Gupta, as a China-US specialist, could Hainan's new model impact the trade relationship between the two countries? And do you see more opportunities for US businesses when it comes to investment decision making?
Oh, yeah, yes, I do absolutely think so. I mean, part of the purpose of the model of the Hainan free trade area is to invite industries in encouraged sectors, in medical tourism, in medical devices, et cetera, where Americans are, and things areas like biopharma, where Americans are obviously very, very good and in those industries. There's already strong linkages between the drug development sector in China, where there has been rapid R&D and drug development, and in their commercialization, which is done by many of these large multinational companies. I think Hainan would be an ideal area for the localization of production. In specialized areas, there's real space for growth with regard to US and China in industrial sectors, particularly in advanced industrial sectors, those which don't have heavy carbon footprints, but are more require brain power as well as capital intensity. It's obviously useful. Hainan has this visa-free policy for 30 days, so Americans can come in and out. They can obviously now import items. 75% of goods coming into Hainan are going to be duty-free. A lot of these items, particularly in the encouraged sectors from Americans, can then be brought out here. They can be invested out here. I think this is a tremendous experiment that is going to happen in Hainan, and long afterwards, once we will be looking back in history, it'll be in history that we will be looking back and realizing at this moment how incredibly important it was both for Hainan's development as well as in terms of China moving into being a much more modern and sophisticated economy